Welcome back to RacerX Online. My name is Donnie Southers, and this is 2024 St. Louis by the numbers. Big story on the weekend, of course, is Eli Tomac. The number 3 finally gets that elusive first win of the season in convincing fashion, going 1-1-1 in the Triple Crown event, albeit a little assisted by the Red Cross flag penalty for Jett Lawrence. This is Eli's 52nd win in his career, best for second all-time, and now a nice round 20 behind the King Jeremy McGrath's record of 72. Another incredible milestone for Eli on the night. This was his 217th podium combined between the 250 and 450, both indoors and out. This breaks a tie with the GOAT Ricky Carmichael, with Eli now standing alone at the top with the most podium speeches given in the history of the sport. This was his 100th career Supercross podium, which has him just one behind Ryan Dungey for third all time. It also cements Eli Tomac as the king of the Triple Crown, boasting his totals up to 17 individual race wins and 8 overalls. For context, the rest of the class combined for 34 wins and 9 overalls. So Eli has won 33% of all Triple Crown mains and almost half of the overalls. The number 3 also became the third different rider to sweep the 450 class in a Triple Crown, joining Ken Roczen at Glendale in 2020 and Jett Lawrence just 2 weeks ago in Indianapolis. Levi Kitchen also swept the 250 class Saturday night, the second time a 250 rider has accomplished that feat, the other being Austin Forkner in 2019. This also marks St. Louis 2024 as the very first time that both classes were swept in the same night. Staying with Kitchen, Levi's 3 Triple Crown race wins added to his 1 earlier in the year means he is now in sole possession of 4th place in the 250 class with 4, 1 behind RJ Hampshire, with Austin Forkner and Jett Lawrence still ahead with 7 and 6 Triple Crown wins respectively. The 47 became the first 250 rider to win back-to-back Triple Crown overalls, and just the second rider in either class to do it, with the other of course being Eli Tomac back in 2022. But what Levi does achieve on the night is becoming the first rider to be credited with leading every single lap of all 3 main events on the night. Nobody benefited more from not doing the jumps than Hunter Lawrence in St. Louis. The elder Lawrence brother crossed the line in 7th for the second Triple Crown, but after all the penalties shook out, he ended up in 2nd instead. I labored for half an hour trying to come up with a graphic to show how this would have possibly worked, but it is just not easy to show the work on this one. The short answer is, it seems the penalties are applied in reverse order, with the worst finishing rider being assessed theirs first. So, Plessinger finished 6th, and with a 2-point penalty that bumps him back to 8th, moving both Hunter and Barcia up 1. Then Webb's penalty moves those 2 up again. All in all, Hunter and Barcia both gained 5 and 4 spots respectively once all the penalties shook out. Without the penalties, Hunter finishes 5th overall, but with them, he lands on the podium for the first time in his 450 career. In the end, his brother Jett didn't actually feel the brunt of his penalty, as he finished 8th overall after his 21st place finish in the final race, and he would have finished the same even if he was credited with that win in the second main event. Given how gnarly the ruts looked early in the day, I expected more parity in lap times from the beginning to the end of the show, but the numbers tell a different story. The ideal lap time for each main, which is the sum of the single fastest sector times of each race, were less than 0.4 seconds from main to main, the first race obviously being the fastest, but the third race being just slightly better than the second after some extended track maintenance before the final race. The absolute best time possible on a 450 on this track would have been a 53.574, which is a full second faster than the actual fastest lap time of the night posted by Jett Lawrence, which was a 54.633 on the 4th lap of the first 450 main event. But Jett was way off the pace in his third 450 race on the night after his collision with Justin Barcia in the opening moments. Jett's first lap was officially clocked at 2 minutes 24 seconds, just shy of 90 seconds off leader Eli Tomac's pace. After that opening lap, however, Jett was relatively consistent in putting in quote-unquote slow laps, nailing 3 consecutive 59s on laps 3 through 5 before finishing the race with 7 laps over the 1 minute mark. How fast is slow Jett? Fast enough to qualify for the main through the LCQ? Vince Friese squeaked into the final spot of the night show, posting an average lap time of 1 minute flat in the LCQ, the same time that Jett posted from lap 2 to lap 6 of the main event, while having to navigate being lapped by a much faster field. Relevant milestone for Kyle Chism, the number 11 qualified for his 200th main event between both the 250 and 450 class this weekend, the 9th rider in history to make 200 combined main events. Kyle's first ever main event was also in St. Louis, 18 years ago aboard a KX 250F, the number 732 2, Kyle P. Chism from Seminole, Florida, broke the top 10 in his first ever main event, just one spot ahead of Star Racing Yamaha's Martin Davalos in a race that saw David Millsaps, Chris Gosselaar, and Brandon Jessamine put 3 triple-digit plates on the podium back when the series was sponsored by Amped Mobile and the class was called the Lights. With Jet's second worst finish of the year, that allows Cooper Webb to claw back to just 8 points down for the 2024 title, with Chase Sexton back 20 and Eli Tomac clinging to life back 29. If you watched last week's video, I don't need to tell you again that it is still Jet's title to lose. Only twice in the last 20 years has a rider with the red plate this late in the season gone on to lose, and both of those are a bit of a technicality. Of course, last year, Chase Sexton was third in points behind Webb and Tomac, who eventually were forced to bow out of the series with injury, opening the door for the 23 to take the title. And of course, 2017, when Eli Tomac went on a run, winning 5 in a row and 6 of 7 to take the red plate after round 15 before tossing it away the very next weekend in New Jersey with an 8th. With that being said, Ryan Dungey was the one with the red plate after 12 rounds that year, and just like the other 18 in the last 20 years, he went on to win that title. The numbers are in Kitchen's favor again, with St. Louis winners going on to clinch the title 15 times in the first 25 runnings through the Arch City, but the previous 5 winners have gone on to lose the title. The last rider to win in St. Louis and also wrap up the 250 title, Marvin Musquin in 2015. Can Levi snap the latter curse? Eli becomes the 6th different rider to win in 12 rounds, following Jet Lawrence, Cooper Webb, Chase Sexton, Aaron Plessinger, and Ken Roczen, tied for the most in the last 23 years with 6. Will we see another winner before the year is out, and can Eli get another before it is all said and done? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to visit racerxonline.com for all of your motocross and supercross news.